Very, very important question.
Yes.
Okay, you like racks?
Racks? I like big racks.
Polar bears, like they're big predators where they will come to you to eat you. So we have another exciting year here at SCI. This is the one show every year that I'm looking forward to, especially since last year. We had an absolute blast. If you haven't seen our video, go watch the recap. It was awesome. We're gonna kind of change things up a little bit this year. We're gonna go check out Michael Hunter, the Jambalaya. Definitely try to cook that at home. You can't really mess up Jambalaya, and you can use a lot of different variations of ingredients. And then we have our SCI Barstool Outdoors party tonight. So shout out SCI for always hooking us up. We are celebrating international conservation this weekend. If you watch my stuff, you know that I love to go to Argentina, New Zealand, Africa, which you'll be seeing some Africa trips coming up soon. This summer, I'm headed there, gonna do a couple hunts with my dad, maybe some other people. We're gonna bring some people along. It's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be a jam-packed weekend, guys. Let's do it. First stop here at SCI, we headed to Advanced Taxidermy. I'm with my friend Alan Brock.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so he's really cool. So the reason why he's so cool is I'm a big bow hunter, and what he's been doing is he's been after his North American Super Slam with a bow, strictly with a bow, and he's gotten 25 out of the 29.
That's right.
And explain kind of what the Super Slam is.
So the Super Slam is basically all of the animals in North America. You'll have the mountain goat, a pronghorn antelope, different species of deer, elk, the forebear, and the sheep. So in a nutshell, that's it. And there's 29 of them.
Yeah, so this is a cool thing because behind us is his polar bear that he shot, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, 2017 up in Baffin Bay.
And it's a replica because legally you cannot transport the animal overseas. So I'm sure, like, what, did you guys eat the bear? Try the bear?
Actually, it was really cool on the hunt. It's kind of a celebration. So they bring you into this small Inuit community, which you have to hunt the way the natives did. And it's kind of a celebration. You have a dinner at their house, and they take you out on sleds. So you're hunting the way they did. They pulled me in. Actually, it was so cold it hurt to breathe. But they pulled us out on the ice on a sled pulled by a snowmobile, and then they had dogs. And then what they do, the first day we saw 14 bears. The second day, we hunted all day, saw a bunch of smaller bears, and we're setting up camp. And the guide sees the bear, and he's like, "Hey, there's a bear," and he's coming. And the bear literally smelled the dogs and went, "Oh, there's a happy meal. Let me just come in," and started coming into camp, and actually shot the bear while he was coming into camp. So it was fun. Yeah, kind of crazy.
Polar bears, like, they're big predators where they will come to you to eat you.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Other bears.
We're watching the bear through a spotting scope and with the binoculars, and the bear's coming and he's throwing his nose in the air, and you're watching the way the wind's blowing. And as soon as he got to where we were, he's throwing his nose up, and then he just turned and looked and started coming right to us. Like, well, this is kind of crazy, a little scary in a sense, but you know, you got all the dogs barking. It's kind of organized chaos. And typically the dogs, they'll just bark and they'll bay the bear up. So the bear's actually, lucky for me, is focused on the dogs. And I just went up, I was 10 yards away, drew the bow, shot him. He ran just maybe 30 or 40 yards and then piled up dead. So pretty amazing.
Yeah, what was your adrenaline like after you shot it?
Let me
with
tell
the bow.
you.
With the bow.
Yeah, it was a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. You're in a strange environment. You're on, you know, the ocean ice near the flow edge. And it's just an eerie feeling when you're up there. And yeah, when the bear turns and looks at you, it'll make every hair on your body stand straight up. So I wouldn't do it again. How's that?
So one and done.
Yeah.
Okay, goal has been met. I don't need to try that again.
Yeah, it was that with the polar bear and the grizzly bear. I got both of those animals done with a bow, and I said, you know what, I wouldn't do it again for free.
Yeah, the grizzly bear probably was, you were shaking in your boots too, because those are two kind of bears that are after you. Like,
that's right.
Other bears are more curious. They smell you and they're coming for you.
That's right.
All right, well, that's delicious. I'm gonna give this like a 8-9. I think that's pretty good.
Well, thanks for coming to cook with me. It was a blast.
Today we are doing something a little different. We are kicking off a series called Meet and Greet. Here in Nashville, Tennessee, we are attending Safari Club International, and no better way to kick off this series than with very own Michael Hunter, who is a huge wild game chef in Canada and honestly internationally. He has a restaurant called Antler in Toronto, so if you're ever in the area, go to it. Wild game recipes everywhere, and today we are kicking it off with making homemade jambalaya out of wild game itself. So Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell the viewers who may have never eaten wild game.
I got hooked on wild game. I grew up in the country. I grew up on a horse farm. I grew up working in restaurants. I've been cooking for close to 3 decades professionally. What's so interesting is that it's so different than farmed meat. So my first experience with wild game was hunting turkey. And when I ate turkey for the first time, I couldn't believe how different it tasted. And my mom actually said that, this doesn't taste like turkey. And our friend that took me hunting said, no, that crap in the grocery store doesn't taste like turkey. This is what turkey's supposed to taste like. So as a young chef, I was just hooked on wild game ever since. After cooking for about 20 years for other people, I really wanted to open my own restaurant where I could really celebrate what I love cooking, which is wild game, everything wild fish. We go pick wild mushrooms and wild leeks and things in the spring and summer, wild mushroom, all kinds of wild mushrooms. And for me, they just taste so unique and they're so special that that's what I like to cook and I like to share with our guests. So I'm here with Mossy Oaks Gamekeeper Butchery, and we're gonna do our duck and wild boar jambalaya, and we're handing that out on the show floor tomorrow and on Saturday.
And no better way to celebrate conservation internationally than eating wild game itself. So we're really excited. I've never had a jambalaya like this, or I've honestly had jambalaya only a couple times in my life. Maybe that's because I'm from Illinois.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure, but I'm excited. So we're gonna kick things off and show you guys how to make wild game jambalaya.
So jambalaya, we've got onions, bell peppers, celery's behind me. We got our duck sausage. We got our wild boar tasso ham. It's diced, the sausage is sliced. We got chicken stock, we got tomatoes, bay leaves, garlic. We're actually putting chicken in this recipe that's already got some Cajun seasoning. We've got a pot that I am preheating, it's ripping hot. I'm gonna start with some oil, and then we're gonna add the sausage and start kind of frying off the sausage.
The cool thing about the sausage as he's putting it into the pot, wowza. So that's the Gamekeeper Butchery will take the wild hogs, they are trapped in Texas, processed and sent to the butchery to actually sell. So if you're in the northern states, if you're honestly in the southern states, if you're anywhere where they can ship these to, try it. It's great. It also serves well for conservation because every time somebody buys, whether it be wild game, duck, honestly anything that's bought from the butchery, percentage of the proceeds will go to a grant, so the Gamekeeper grant, which helps fund conservation. So it's great. So while I was saying that, first thing that we did, you put in the oil, heated it up.
Yeah, so I preheated the pan, added some oil, threw in the sausage. We're just gonna kind of fry the sausage in the oil, get it kind of crispy with the wild boar tasso. And then we're just working with this one kind of pot. We're gonna dump it out. I'm gonna add the chicken, cook the chicken off, and then I'm gonna start cooking the veg. Chop up the chicken, put it all back together, add our stock, tomatoes, rice, garlic, and herbs. Just kind of let it simmer out, and then add some rice, and then.
Is there any way to mess this recipe up?
It's pretty hard to mess it up. It's like a big giant stew. Okay, so we're gonna let this come to a simmer. Then I'm gonna add the rice, and then you're gonna see this tomorrow.
Well, this was delicious, so check out the recipe. We're gonna throw it right back on the screen for you. And then you can make it with any kind of meat you want, or I guess fish too.
You
Shrimp.
can, yeah, shrimp, fish, anything you want, seafood, crab.
Add as much seasoning as you want as well. And look right now!
Hey, how we doing?
We got Ben Cassidy, SCI. We finally met up. It's Friday here, and we had the Barstool Outdoors party tonight. We've been talking about it all week.
That's all. I mean, all week, all year. Give
All
me a break.
year,
This
yes.
is the last one, right?
And we met up in front of, where are we at?
We are at Captain Peacock's Yachts and Expeditions out of the Amazon.
Out of the Amazon, that's a bucket list for me. So people already ask, what do you want to do that you haven't done before? Catch a peacock bass in the Amazon. They're not your Florida 8-pound max bass. We actually have the world record behind us.
What is it, 20 pounds?
28 pounds.
Ah!
28 pounds caught in 2010, where?
In the Rio Negro, the Black River in the Amazon. off the beautiful River Queen. It's a crazy floating barge.
We had Jason Aldean concert last night, celebrating the SCI, celebrating conservation, and we just actually saw Luke Bryan walk by.
Just casually, just chilling.
Yeah, you don't know who you're gonna find here at SCI. We're running out of time. This place is so big that I don't know if I'm gonna get through it all, but we're gonna try.
Keep charging.
We wrapped up day one at SCI. We got the Barstool party tonight. Barstool Outdoors times SCI. I'm actually losing my voice, but we got the crew out here hanging out at the Solo Stove. Shout out Solo Stove. We got the griddle that we've been cooking on lately. And right now we're just kind of hanging out, enjoying some beers by the fire. We love our Solo Stove for this reason. It's portable. We actually brought it all the way from Illinois to Nashville just to hang out at. Come on. Day two of SCI. I am not hungover, which is a beautiful thing. Last night we had the Barstool Outdoors SCI party at Tin Roof, and it was an absolute blast. People were getting down on the dance floor, throwing back some drinks. Not me. I Irish goodbye early because today we are doing some Man on the Street stuff 2.0, round 2, year 2 at SCI. But it's time to find out who's here for the big racks, who's not, what the deal is. Let's do it. Okay, put these in order for SCI. Big racks, booze, big hunts.
Booze, racks, hunts.
Big hunts, big racks, big boobs.
Big booze or big booze?
I thought you said boobs.
It's a big rack right there. That is a big rack to my left. This is a lot of big racks, non-typical, typical. Okay, we're at SCI, where you can obviously book like a bucket list hunt. If you could book a hunt, where would it be?
Mid-Asian ibex in Kyrgyzstan.
I already booked it. I'm gonna do a buffalo with my bow in Utah.
My dream is to get a leopard.
What about you?
She's not a hunter, but yeah.
But you tag along, huh?
I would tag along, absolutely.
For SCI, your favorite thing would probably be the booze.
Oh, yes.
The booze. And then what?
The music.
The music and the booze and the big racks.
Oh, yeah, big racks. Yeah, we got some big racks.
You look like the perfect guy to interview.
Oh, God.
Okay, you have a 12-man limit of mallards in the Arkansas timber, or you can shoot a 200-inch whitetail.
200 ducks.
Ducks?
200 ducks. All of the ducks. Ducks over whitetail every day.
200-inch whitetail.
So deer over ducks?
Yes, 100%.
You would rather kill 12-man limit of mallards than a 200-inch whitetail.
Absolutely.
Are you into typical racks or non-typical racks?
Non-typical would obviously be the dream, but typical's fine. I'm just into racks in general.
Pretty non-typical.
You like the trash?
Yes.
Make it trashy.
Trashy racks.
Trashy racks, that's the go-to. So racks of all shapes and sizes.
All shapes and sizes.
We don't want to be prejudiced here. We like all racks.
All racks, even the medium-sized ones. Yeah. You're in the Arkansas timber shooting ducks. 20 gauge, 28 gauge, 12 gauge.
20 all the way.
20. 28 gauge.
Okay, you're at SCI. Big racks, booze, badass hunts. Which one do you like?
Booze. But this is a pretty cool little event. I've never been to SCI.
What do you think about it?
It's cool. It's cool to see the, different kind of unique opportunities that people can come and do here. I've seen a few, little duck hunt outfitters, which, makes me feel good. But, like my buddy Fred said, our house ain't big enough and our wallets ain't fat enough for this place.
And that is a wrap at Safari Club International year number 2, 2024. Went out with a bang. I'm excited because I'm gonna be going on some international hunts now. We're gonna be talking about more big racks next year. We'll see you till then.